Well, hello, welcome to ILoveGay today, and we are live at IGLTA, and we are with Seema, and it's had a workshop on cultural competency.
I did, and thank you for participating in it. I'm glad you were able to join.
I think what excited me is that not only were you talking about the ideas of multiculturalism in society and how that applies to all of our work lives, but you really also focused on ROI, sales, and some of the early work you did. But yeah, tell us a little bit about what you did.
Sure. So this journey started about a year ago.
Yeah.
I have been doing cultural competency for Marriott International for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And a great journey it was. And I learned on my own experience, Matt, that if you are culturally competent, you can really drive the bottom line sales.
Yeah.
And when I asked the question in the classroom of how many people are salespeople, everybody should answer yes, because we are always selling to a customer, a client, an owner, a vendor, or somebody.
Yeah.
So my story in the early years proved that when we are culturally competent, we'll drive bottom line sales, we'll increase our customer satisfaction.
Yeah.
It's great for our employee engagement. And that journey of many years with Marriott was fabulous.
Yeah.
The company got some good PR, press releases out of it. We even had Arnie Sorensen attend our class as well.
Yeah.
And last year I decided that with the pandemic, that the silver lining would be I'm going to try this on my own and spread the cultural knowledge to other industries.
Yeah.
So law, financial institutions, different ones, and of course hospitality is always my first love.
Well, you talked about the basics of that too, which in the LGBT space, it started with a lot of hotels and other organizations. Sometimes they'll just leave a few magazines that are, about gay life in the city, or like Instinct magazine or some of the others that were around. And but you took it from that and went several layers deep into, because multicultural is LGBT and so many other spectrums of a rainbow, and focusing on diet, food, and things that people would love to, or just having that newspaper in their own language. I mean, how did you come up with all of that?
So it was a personal experience. Like I said, my own journey showed that I had a group of ethnic travelers at a hotel, and I wanted them at my hotel.
Yeah.
And what was I going to do to appeal them to my hotel that was outdated and unrenovated? And I had to work with cultural needs. Now, one thing great that we did when we were at Marriott was also implement an LGBTQ program to help our entire hotel teams understand just what are word choices, or how do you want to be taken care of, or if there's a wedding, what can we do to make everybody feel equal and respected?
Oh, yeah.
That's really the bottom line.
It shows. I mean, what is that? Hashtag love is love?
Love Travels. Hashtag Love Travels was with Marriott. Yes. And they did a great initiative. That was back in, I think, June 2015.
Yeah.
And I think that was a phenomenal marketing campaign they put together.
Do you remember when they married the couple at DC Pride?
I do remember that. I vaguely remember that. I think my old boss Apurva was there for that.
Apurva just won an award here today at IGLTA for a lot of this work. That couple, it's George and Sean. Mm-hmm. They were here.
They were here
this
I
week.
missed them.
I wish I had known all this before. I would have connected you.
Oh, no.
And what is his name? Ross Matthews?
That's correct. That is correct.
He officiated the wedding. I was there, and it brings back a lot of memories.
Yeah.
But not only just with Marriott and so forth, but even lately, you've been going on the road with IGLTA, and right before the pandemic, you were in Europe and kind of a road show, but you're really kind of getting out there to tell the story then.
Yeah. So one thing that I really love about this job is helping people understand how to work with people of different backgrounds to be more effective and to operate seamlessly as a team.
Yeah.
We're going to have a team that's not going to all look like us, right? And we need to understand what is it about this person or this person that will help them bring something to the table and to share different viewpoints. I always say that the more diverse your team is, whether it's generationally, whether it's by race or religion or ethnicity or LGBTQ or veterans, disability, that is going to bring the ultimate dream team together.
Yeah. Well, also you were mentioning young people seem to get that more now.
They absolutely do.
And we have to just embrace and understand that they get it. They're growing up with it because they're so much more connected. Yeah. And I learned a new term today. They learned to swipe before they wipe.
That's right.
but they're connected and they're engaged with each other. They collaborate, and so that has really made it so that as they've grown up, a lot of these differences have kind of like, it's a no-brainer to them.
And one thing also I've learned, like I have a 20-year-old daughter, 23-year-old son, and a 26-year-old daughter. They teach me quite a bit. And they're young, but they're smart, and they have a different view. And I remember my 20-year-old daughter, one day she came and said that, her best friend told her that she has, come out, and I said, oh wow, that's awesome, but why did, I said, when did you find out? She goes, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I asked her, Matt, I said, oh, you didn't tell me. She goes, yeah, but I didn't tell you that so-and-so is straight. So, in their view, I love that they see world very differently.
Yeah.
And they're the most accepting generation out there.
Yeah.
That's what's made it easier. When you and I grew up, in our generation, it was very different.
Yeah.
People weren't as comfortable coming out and things, but this new generation is so accepting, and we should really thank them for helping that. Our future workforce is going to look very different.
Yeah, it's a non-issue for them. Maybe it was the Real World and MTV that started the ball
That's
rolling
right.
for helping that along. So
That's right.
I'm not sure. I think everything was like a baby step towards it, including even what happens here at this conference. And so, because it's education and awareness and just folks understanding it's not so scary as far as trying to understand someone of different anything.
Of any different background, right?
Yeah.
Whether it be of a different race or religion or in different segments that we work with, taking the moment to appreciate who they are and to realize that they have a perspective as well. And even it might be different than mine, but to just appreciate those differences and find similarities.
I agree.
Right? Find the similarities too. At the end of the day, I think we're all human. That's the one common thread.
I just think it's great you were able to take all this and make a business out of it. So.
I got lucky. I got lucky that even though the pandemic has affected many of us in not such a great way, I was very fortunate to find a silver lining for myself. And I am fortunate that I have a lot of great support and encouragement with different people, and I just hope to keep spreading this good work wherever I can.
I look forward to seeing you at upcoming conferences as well.
I would love that, Matt. Thank you so much.
Thanks for being here with us.
Of course.